Thursday.
Some members of the KNUT National Steering Committee, however, say that the meeting will go on as planned. Both TSC, that's the Teacher Service Commission, and the KNUT have been summoned to appear before the Parliamentary Committee on Education today.
Well, Makori Ongechi is joining us live there. There seems to have been some chaotic scenes. Makori, what's the latest from where you are? Is the meeting happening?
Well, good morning, Trevor. There is a number of teachers who have just assembled behind me here outside the KNUT headquarters, trying to push that the KNUT Secretary General Wilson Sossion should step aside following the recent developments that have happened so far regarding the KNUT and the Teacher Service Commission. Remember, from yesterday, the KNUT Secretary General had sought that court order, which he received from the Labour and Employment Court, to stop the NEC meeting that was to be happening here today. But the meeting was to involve the National Executive Council members, not any other officials or teachers. But just right now, there is a group of teachers outside the KNUT offices this morning, and I just want to hear from them, because whether they are aware of a court order that was issued yesterday to stop a NEC meeting. Maybe you can tell me why you are here today and what actually you are agitating for.
Yes, I'm a teacher from Kisumu called David Onege, a union activist. I traveled to this place as a lover of the union, and the reasons why we came here so that we defend our union. We are not saying, to me, I'm not saying that Sossion should leave, but we are advocating for dialogue amongst the NEC members so that we have a peaceful union. That is what we are advocating for. I also understand there is a NEC meeting that is going on. As according to the KNUT constitution, it is well spelled that it is a NEC member that has authority to suspend the Secretary General. So the problem is that the same NEC meeting was adjourned. So according to the court order, it should not go on. But if it goes on and suspend Secretary General, they have the right to do that, because the Secretary General has also his right to defend himself if ADC, special ADC is called.
So one will want to understand, because the meeting was to involve the National Executive Council members, not any other teachers or officials. So maybe your presence here today and your fellow teachers from different parts of the country, what does it intend to achieve? Because already the court stopped that NEC meeting.
Yeah, we are different. We are people who have came here in solidarity with Sossion, and also people who have came here to ensure that Sossion is evicted from the office. So we are different. But the one thing we are talking about is so that we have peaceful harmony in the union. That is why we are advocating, if the NEC can have their meeting and they come with the resolution that is a binding, and that is what the constitution is saying.
Well, let me also talk to maybe an extra teacher. Begin by introducing yourself and tell me why exactly you're here today.
I'm Stephen Onditi. I'm here because we want to reclaim the union. Because as things stand right now, the union does not belong to the teachers because of the wrangles that have been there, that have been created by the outgoing SG. I want to say that...
Sorry, clarify, who is the outgoing SG?
The outgoing SG, of course, is Wilson Sossion. There is something that is not coming out very clearly. We are not here to suspend Sossion. We are here to remove Sossion and install a leadership that will be responsible, that will move this union forward. If you look at Article 3 of the KNUT Constitution, Section 9, it says that one ceases to be a member of the union when he is dismissed and his certificate of teaching cancelled. That has happened with Sossion, and you know very well that it was it was everywhere in the news. The court upheld the decision by TSC to remove his name from the register. His certificate was cancelled. As a result of that, he's no longer a member of NUT.
And what does the constitution, maybe if you understand the NUT constitution, what does it say in terms of removing such person from office? Does it involve like an annual delegates conference?
No, once it has reached that point, the NEC has the powers to take action. And that is exactly what is going to happen. If you look at the court orders of yesterday, the court order was very explicit. It only stopped the NEC from holding their meeting in a NUT house, in the boardroom. But it did not stop, bar the NEC from holding the meeting anywhere else. And they have an opportunity to hold that particular meeting somewhere else except here.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, Trevor, those are some of the views from some of the teachers gathered here or outside the NUT offices. Of course, we have different views. There are those feeling that the embattled NUT Secretary General Wilson Sossion maybe should be willing to sit together with the NEC members of the NUT to discuss a few things that are developing. And of course, there are those feeling that based on the court order that was issued a few weeks ago to that saw the registering of Sossion from the as a teacher. So there are those coming up with different views. Of course, Trevor, there's a bit of noise behind me, so we will be looking at it to find what exactly comes up. But remember, the NEC meeting that was to happen here today was postponed yesterday following a court order by the Labour and Employment Court, following that move that the current SG Wilson Sossion sought yesterday. Let's see what comes up next, and of course, as teachers begin to assemble here, we will be able to interview as many as possible, of course, to get views from different of them. Trevor.
Thanks, Makori. Makori Ongechi there, live from the NUT headquarters. So it's a rather dicey situation here. So on one side, NUT is embroiled in a tussle with TSC.
Yes.
Then the Secretary General, Wilson Sossion, is having an issue with the National Executive Council and the teachers. The teachers want him out because they say he's no longer in the register of teachers and he was ousted by TSC and it was upheld by the court.
Exactly.
He says the only people who can get him out are the delegates, and before that, he's not going anywhere.
So yesterday, just what Trevor has said, Wilson Sossion said, listen, I am not quitting. I will not be removed from this position. He says that there are alleged plot by TSC to have him replaced as the NUT boss. In fact, this is what he said yesterday during that press conference where he kept on saying, listen, I will not be removed. Take a listen.
There's been a lot of choreographed and concerted efforts to attack the Kenya National Union of Teachers. And if you want to destroy an army, you kill the general. And within my powers as the Secretary General and given by the Constitution, I did postpone the NEC meeting. But those behind a few individuals, of course, had their own agenda to achieve tomorrow. And they really want it achieved tomorrow, not another day. Once more, we urge TSC, obey court orders, respect the laws of this country, respect the social partners. Delegates wakisema Sossion nenda nyumbani, nitasema asanteni sana kwa ile nafasi mlinipatia nifanye kazi yao. I've done my job in KNUT and I'm not afraid. And I'm not about to apologize for any work I've done, any statements I've made, and I am not on trial. Na hakuna mahali naenda. Sipanduki, sitoki, mpaka wenyewe waniambie.
So there are three different wars here. NUT versus TSC, NUT versus NEC, which is the National Executive Council, and then there's the NUT versus the teachers, and then there's Sossion
versus everyone. Versus TSC itself, NUT as well as NEC.
That's one way of putting it.